in the big money league. So if I take this game and then into the Super Bowl next week, it's
Okay,
big
cool.
money. So
Welcome to the show, everybody. See a new face on here. Well, it's not a new face. Cody Bennett of the Bennett Breakdown.
what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing?
Great to have you on the show again. In person. Usually you're our showrunner, our producer
Yeah, behind
down
the
in
scenes.
Miami, but you're pulling double duty tonight. Looks like you got the young one there with you, eh?
Yeah, man, it's few and far between. I get time to jump on here now with the baby, but he's got bath time
Appreciate
right
you.
now with mama.
We'll make this show pretty quick. We're just waiting on TK to join, but we're going to go ahead and jump right in here. Everybody, this is not Christmas yet, but for us college football fans, it might as well be Christmas. Tomorrow night, the college football playoff starts, and it's going to be one of the best 2 day stretches in college football history. You're going to have 4 games over 2 days to determine who's going to go to the New Year's Day Bowls. So let's jump right in here. Let's talk about Friday's game. 8 p.m., Norman, Oklahoma, Alabama. The Crimson Tide is going to literally roll into town as the 8th seed against the 9th seed um, against the Oklahoma Sooners. Who do you like in this game? I've got to take Oklahoma.
Taking
Okay,
Oklahoma.
I'm going to take Oklahoma, and here's why. I think they're due. It's Alabama was, Alabama was just kind of, on the cusp of not getting in or whatever. I
Mm,
think going on the road on this one, I'm going to take the homestanding Sooners on this one to win and move on to the Rose Bowl to take on top seeded Indiana. What do you have on that?
So I mean, this is a good little matchup. I like the quarterback matchup here. What's it, Maytier and then Simpson over
That's
there
right.
at Alabama.
Hmm.
They got some good passing yards. They got great wide receivers. Uh, I mean, I as much as I like OU right now, it's hard to go against Alabama when it comes
Okay.
time to this part of the year.
I,
Uh,
I, I want to say Oklahoma
I
wins
mean,
this because this essentially comes on the heels of legendary Oklahoma head coach Bob Stoops officially retiring from
yeah,
coaching, 65 years old. Now, most of you young guys might not know him because he was more of a BCS Bowl era coach. This is before the playoff. But
right.
Bob Stoops was as good a coach as anyone in the country. He had Oklahoma at the very top level. I mean, it was during that BCS era, it was basically Oklahoma, Tennessee, and Florida State, as the powers, Ohio State, you
Yeah,
know, you know, it, it's
don't get me wrong, Dave. I mean, 10-2, they're looking great. Their last loss is back in October. Uh,
mhm.
they've it's I'm not taking anything from them.
Right,
I
right.
believe they're actually, aren't they ranked lower?
Yes. I mean,
Pull up the
there's
rankings. Yeah, 8 and 9. So it's
I'm going to call this SEC grade inflation, man. I mean, look, the SEC is like the only league in the country where a team like a Vanderbilt could lose to a team like a Mississippi State and they claim, oh my God, our league is so tough. And then, you know, a Virginia is going to lose to a Wake Forest. Oh, Virginia sucks. I mean, it's like the only league in the country that does that. Even the Big Ten doesn't do that.
yeah. Well, and I'm Dave. I'm actually making my picks in my bracket challenge live here
Hmm.
as we go over these games, and I think this one I'm gonna go to Alabama.
You're going to go with Alabama on that
I
one.
think they're
That's
gonna
cool.
I think they're gonna upset
Hmm.
Oklahoma. I think they're gonna upset them.
Okay. Well, Saturday is one of the great days in college football history. You are going to have a triple header of games, and it starts at noon. There's a game at 3:30. There's a game at 7:30. Hey, TK, what's up, buddy?
What's up, fellas?
Not much. Hey, man. Thanks for joining the show. We had just started. Talk to me about the Alabama Oklahoma game in college football.
So Shane,
That's going to be the first
What's
game of the
up, baby?
football playoff. What's that?
Yeah. That game's a rematch of a game that Oklahoma, they dominated at Alabama actually. So I think Indiana got a bad draw. I think having Alabama and Oklahoma to play Indiana is not great for a number one seed. That's not a good draw because they're going to be playing a traditional power who understands a big stage like the Rose Bowl.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And that's in the NCAA tournament, the most dangerous game is when the A seed got to play the 1 seed. That's like a dangerous game. And
Mm-hmm.
in this case right here, you put two of the biggest football powers in
You got
history
Oklahoma winning.
Mm-hmm.
to play Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
So I
So
don't think Indiana beats either team, whoever wins.
but you gave it away right there though. You said it's dangerous when the 8 seed's playing a 1 seed. So you got Oklahoma winning this game versus Alabama, huh?
No, Alabama is 8-9. So the winner
Yeah,
of this
Alabama
game,
would be Alabama's the 8th seed.
yeah, Alabama's the 8
Nah.
seed. Is this the
ESPN
7, 8?
ESPN has Alabama at the 9 and Oklahoma at 8.
Yeah, so Cody, the winner of the 8-9, when I call it the
We'll play
going
the
against the 1,
Yeah.
yeah,
of course.
when they
Whoever wins that
anybody
8-9 game going against the 1.
Yes,
going against the 1 seed, it's a
Right.
dangerous game.
I was just playing on your words. You said the 8
Oh,
seed
okay.
is the 1. The
Yeah.
8 seed is Oklahoma. So I was
Yeah,
saying, are
yeah.
you saying Oklahoma's
Yeah.
going to beat Alabama?
You're taking
No,
it
no,
back.
I don't. I actually don't know about that game, and I really don't care. I actually care about uh, how they dogged Indiana by giving them two traditional powers.
Oh, playing in that. So okay. Let's talk about that. Let's break that down, Tony. So what you think is what should have happened is, as the 1 seed, Indiana should have gotten to play either a Tulane or a JMU playing against a JMU playing against a traditional power as like 11 or a 12 seed going into that. Is that what you're saying?
I'm thinking they should have got the Ole Miss. They should be the one getting what
The
Ole.
Miss Tulane game.
Yeah, yeah. It's just the winner of that because that Ole Miss team isn't as dangerous as Alabama and Oklahoma. I mean, Alabama and Oklahoma together. Put those two together, the whole rest of the tournament don't have as much football tradition as those two schools.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
You know, so and it's just unfortunate. But I do think that Indiana, to me, is either one and done or they're gonna win the championship. There's
How
no
about-
in between.
How about this, Tony? Just to counter your point, Indiana does get to play at home. This will be the first time in 70 years that Indiana's played a game this big, and they get to play it at home. So
No, it ain't at home.
Oh, that's the Rose Bowl. My bad.
It's the Rose Bowl.
Well,
Yeah, it's the Rose Bowl, dog.
That's the Rose Bowl.
It's a true neutral site game.
Well, the team they don't want to see, they do not want to see Alabama in a Rose Bowl because Alabama will travel for that.
Yes.
And they'll travel.
Oklahoma-
Oklahoma will travel too, but you don't want to see the Crimson Tide roll into town like that.
So Cody, you've been chilling on more of the pro side. You know the quarterbacks have come out of Alabama and Oklahoma, and all the players have come out of these play. They got some ballers.
Yeah.
Now, Indiana, I saw him last week at the Heisman. I must have seen about 40 of his teammates. Those some big cats. I didn't realize they were that big. But everybody on here, you know who's kicking themselves right now? The University of Maryland, because they got like 5 or 6 of our guys, and that coach was at JMU, and he went all the way across 4 states to go to a Big Ten school. Imagine if he did this at Maryland, what he doing at Indiana.
Yep.
He could have actually done it and done it better. It's just,
That
it's
quarterback, they got-
unbelievable.
He'll be really damn good next year, I think.
Yeah, that's
He'll be really damn good next year. He was good this year. He just was clearly
Whoa.
green.
The Maryland quarterback?
Yeah.
Malik Washington.
Malik,
Who is
yeah.
Here's the problem, Cody. Here's the problem. He's going to be a second year, and they haven't guaranteed Loxley for his 3rd year. So if I know that I'm going to my 2nd year and my coach isn't guaranteed for a 3rd year, then I might as well leave now and go somewhere where I know he got 2 years.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's a concern that Maryland's just going to kick the can down the road, bring in the recruits this year, keeping Loxley this one last year, and this amounts to a contract year. UVA did that a couple of times. They did that with Mike London, same thing, to bring in a recruiting class. A lot of these teams don't want to burn a recruiting class like that. They had a big time recruit, the big time, what was that, the defensive end that's coming in from St. Francis in Baltimore. And Maryland didn't want to lose that guy. So that's part of the reason that they kept Loxley. Loxley doesn't have a very big buyout. So it's six in one hand, one half in the other. You can make the move and get rid of him. It's not going to kill you financially. But, Tony, you know how this game is played at a much higher level than you do. So, ADs, the worries of an athletic director versus the worries of a fan or someone like us podcasting it, entirely different, points of view and lines of sight.
Yeah. You're right.
Let's talk
man.
about Saturday triple header, Tony. I think when they conceived of the college football playoff and they expanded it to the 12 teams, I'm really funny about this, Tony. I don't think they should make it any more than 12 teams. And here's why, okay? If they make it more than 12 teams, they're going to have to make some of these second-tier bowls. Some of those second-tier bowls are going to have to be, quote unquote, brought into the model. What if they bring it in as a 16 seed tournament, right? You're going to have to bring in a bowl like the Gator Bowl or something like that to fill those bowl slots out. That's the only way to save the bowl system as we know it. I think that's the only way.
Cut a third of the bowls right now. A third of the bowls should not be there. Okay. And then just roll it like this and make it either you make the playoffs or you make a decent bowl
it's third tier bowl now, though. I mean, if you don't make that top 16,
but keep the playoff at 12. It's perfect. I like it at 12 because
I love it at 12. And
I like it at 12 because it make you fight.
It makes you fight. You get the best teams. You get the best teams. I don't want to hear anybody complaining about JMU making it. I don't want to hear anyone complaining about Tulane making it. If you didn't want Group 5 teams to make it into the playoff, then damn it, UVA, win your freaking conference championship.
Win your game.
Win your conference championship, and you're in. That's going to knock out at least JMU. And then somebody else, do we really need to see? You can't hear me? Okay.
No, I can hear you now.
Oh, you can. Do we need to see Notre Dame in there as opposed to seeing a first-timer like Tulane or a first-timer like JMU? I think it's okay. I don't have a problem with Notre Dame being left out.
It's so beautiful. Like, you went out again. I can't hear you.
Okay.
Oh, now I can. I can.
All right.
Yeah, Dave, this is beautiful. Tulane, JMU, all those people like that, man. And guys, there's only going to be one champion. Just because you don't win the championship didn't mean you didn't have a successful year. We need to stop with that crap. That is the crap that cost people their jobs. That is the crap that allowed Virginia Tech to get a great coach like James Franklin. Everybody's talking about, he's just going to win 10 games a year and this and that. Give me 10 wins a year and kids graduating and running a clean program. I'll take that all day, every day.
Hey, Tony, Virginia would have taken that 10 years ago.
Exactly.
10 years ago.
Yeah, I don't understand this, Dave.
To that level. But, Tony, you also know this. It's called the disease. Pat Riley called it the disease of more. UVA could have hired Tony Elliott. What if Tony Elliott goes 9-10 wins a year for the next 5 years? Let's just say. That might not be enough to make it into the playoff, even unless they win that conference championship game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then what?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Then the fans
Mhm.
will start to get antsy. Hey, we're at 10-2 every year. We're 9-3 every year. Why aren't we getting better bowls? Why aren't we going? Why aren't we
Mhm.
winning the conference championship? Now, Tony, in the old days, in the bowl era, right? That came down to, well, Virginia doesn't travel very well unless they play somewhere like in a Charlotte,
Mhm.
they play somewhere on the East Coast, but they're not going to be able to go to Pasadena and draw fans because they're not Michigan, they're not Michigan State, they're not Iowa, they're not a gigantic school, right? With a big alumni base. They have a decent alumni base in Virginia, but
Yeah.
it's not the same as a Michigan or an Ohio State or even a Notre Dame. And that used to determine how you got into a bowl.
So listen, man, Dave, these 3 games tomorrow or
Can't wait.
Saturday.
Awesome.
Oh my God, the Miami A&M game.
Let's
I,
talk about
I,
that
I.
first. Lee, you got it.
That's the
Great
first game.
segue. That's a 12 p.m.
I,
start, Tony. That's the 10 seed Miami Hurricanes going down to College Station to play the number 7 seeded Texas A&M Aggies. That's going to be a good game.
I'm biased. I got Miami.
You're going to take Miami. Okay.
I got Miami because I think it's in the cards. I think
Okay.
Miami's going to make it to the championship, which is in Miami. I said that last year when I was at the Orange Bowl. When I went there, I said the championship's in Miami. It
Mm-hmm.
would be funny if Miami made it to Miami.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
let's see if Miami can make it to Miami. You know what I
I,
mean?
I
Let's
took
see if
Texas.
Miami, and then it sets up a rematch if they win. It sets up a rematch against Ohio State, which they haven't played them since they got cheated.
The national title game. That's right, where they got cheated. That was the
And
Maurice Claret
yeah,
game. That was a great game.
yeah, the 02-03 game.
02-03
Hmm.
game. Willis McGahee gets his knee blown out by Mike Doss. Mike Doss flies
Hmm.
in, blows Willis McGahee's knee out in the national championship game. That play right there cost Willis McGahee probably about 10 million bucks.
Yep.
He didn't
But
get his.
he's,
He did have a good career. He had a good career,
he's
but that hit right there, that cost him about
yeah.
10 million bucks, just right off the jump. I like your pick there, Tony. I'm going to take Texas A&M on this. I'm going to
Hmm.
take Texas A&M,
I feel
who
you.
had a great season, great freaking season, and
Great season.
I think they move on to take on Ohio State in that Cotton Bowl. That's your Cotton Bowl right there. That's the 12 p.m. game.
And see, that's a problem for Ohio State.
Correct.
Where's Texas A&M located?
College
Right
Station.
in Texas.
That's right.
So College Station is right by the Cotton Bowl.
Cotton Bowl,
And
what, Dallas?
Dallas.
That's going to be played in
Mm,
Dallas. Are they playing it in Jerry World?
yeah, they play the new Cotton Bowl in Jerry World.
They play the new
The
Cotton Bowl.
only thing
Okay.
they play for the Cotton Bowl, where they play the Red River Rivalry, they still play it in the Cotton Bowl.
TK, you and I are old enough to remember when the Cotton Bowl used to be played at the old Cotton Bowl, not the Jerry
Hmm.
World Cotton Bowl, the old one, right? The original.
The real Cotton
So
Bowl.
the real Cotton Bowl. Let's talk about the 3:30 game, Tony, which I'm totally going to enjoy because I love the Deep South. My family is from down in the Gulf Coast. Got a nice little matchup here. Number 11 Tulane against Ole Miss in Oxford. That's your 11 seed versus a 6 seed game. The winner would get Georgia, the 3 seed, in the Sugar Bowl. Who do you
They
like in that?
played earlier this year. What was the score of that game?
Let's look that one up, TK.
Yeah,
Cody, where you
Tulane
at?
played Ole Miss.
Help us out, buddy. Let's see here. They did play. You're right. Let me see here. I don't have my laptop up. I got to do this. Sorry, folks. I got to do this on the phone here.
Yeah, I'm on the road, but I know they played earlier, and
Yeah,
that was with Lane Kiffin as the coach.
that's the
So
other stuff. That's the
that's
other
the other
stuff.
piece. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not if. Let me see
Yeah.
here. Yeah, I don't have that game on here. Bowls. Oh, that's going to be. He said Ole Miss, 45-10.
45-10. Okay,
45.
so what is Lane Kiffin worth? What is Lane Kiffin worth?
We're gonna. That's a good one, TK. We're about to find out. because I don't think he's worth 35 points.
So let me ask you this: the winner of that game, let's play thing. If it's Tulane, guess where they play the game at?
Louisiana,
In
Superdome,
the Sugar Bowl.
in
In
the
the
Sugar Bowl.
Superdome, they would play Georgia.
The
Now, are they a better team than Georgia?
Mercedes-Benz Superdome, yeah.
Are they a better team than Georgia? Probably not.
Probably not.
But
They're going to be hyped up.
But could you imagine
Ooh,
the crowd for Tulane to come out for that game against
that's
Georgia
going to be
in
fun.
the Sugar Bowl?
I don't think
And
they beat Ole
actually,
Miss.
The Sugar Bowl started on Tulane's campus at the
Correct.
old Tulane Stadium.
Yeah, the original Sugar Bowl.
The
Yeah.
original Sugar Bowl started on their campus.
Mhm.
That would be kind of a good thing to, that's kind of I mean, those things like that. I love those little things like that.
I'm going to enjoy that. That's good. So, yeah, let's ask the question. Lane Kiffin leaves behind a team that made it in one of the top 6 seeds, in the playoff, and he's still probably going to collect a bonus.
Mm-hmm.
He still collects the bonus for getting the team there, even though he's not going to coach it.
Hey, you know what, Dave?
Great world, Tony.
There's no honor among thieves when it comes to these coaches.
I don't want to hear about no kids. Listen to the thing.
Yeah.
I want
Don't
to
hit
hear
me.
no kids leaving
No
school.
kids.
Oh, he should have played in the bowl. He doesn't have any respect for his teammates. What about this BS? Okay. Their coach left them high and dry going into the biggest game of the year.
One of the biggest games that Ole Miss has ever played.
Playoff.
And
You're in a playoff. Dude, you are in a playoff. Oh, there's no reason to me, Tony. There's no reason Ole Miss can't win 2 games in this. They can beat Tulane, and I think they can beat Georgia. I think they can.
If it's in New Orleans and it's not right around the damn corner, it's right around the corner for Georgia too.
Now listen, I love this time of year, Tony, and I love this because we're going to have these 3 games literally back to back to back. I don't think there's going to be any bourbon, chicken wings, ribs, burgers, or beer left at the end of this night. If you any kind of sports bar, you want to be the sports bar that doesn't run out of food on Saturday. You order
Dave, I will be in Dallas at the I may go to Cosm, but Dave, it is an off the chain day.
I believe it. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of bourbon, a lot of beer, a lot of wings, a lot of buffalo wings, and a lot of ribs are gonna go missing on Saturday night. Let's talk about the nightcap. This is the game that us local folks will be watching because, hey, listen, we're a DC area based show. A lot of people from here are JMU alums, or they send their kids to JMU. Shout out to the Dukes making it into the field as the 12th seed, last team in. They travel out to Eugene, Oregon to face
the Dukes. It was the Dukes. It was the Dukes.
It was the Dukes. This is a 12-5 game. Now, I will say this is a 12-5 game in Eugene. And I think
in basketball terms, Dave, this is an upset. If we were in the basketball tournament, when we do the brackets, 12 always beating the 5, right? Remember that? But right here, buddy,
13, at least one 13 seed beats a 4 seed. At least 1 or 2 12s beat a 5.
Yep. Hey,
that's a tough one.
This is football.
This is football.
And they going out to Oregon, and Oregon is known for what sport? Track. And it's going to be a track meet out there. They're going to be running so much. Prefontaine going to show up.
Yeah,
man.
I just learned this the other day. The reason the O in Oregon looks the way it is they set it up so that the outside of the ring looks like the outside of the football stadium. The inside of the O looks like Hayward Field. It's what it's supposed to look like. That's how they designed it. Where the track is, they made their O is done a certain way. It's not just an O. It's made to look like the outline of the stadium.
Listen, who I think is going to win is Oregon, but who I'm cheering for is them Dukes.
You choose them. You looking for the Dukes?
I want the Dukes to win, but I can't, man. I can't really pick that because it's in Oregon. It's in their field,
That's a
so they probably
that's
leave. JMU will probably leave tonight so they can get out there, or maybe early tomorrow. Uh,
I wouldn't leave tomorrow, Tony. I would leave late tonight.
yeah, late tonight probably,
That's what
so
I would
you
have
can
to do.
adjust,
I have to leave. I
kind
have to
of
leave
adjust
late
to that.
tonight. You've got to let them acclimate, to the difference in time. I don't think a lot of people understand. And when I started working with you on the showcase games for high schools and learning more about coaches and how they feel about setting up at a neutral site game, they're very based on time. The bus leaves at this time. The bus
Yep.
arrives at this time. We're off the bus
Mhm.
by this time. Everything's on a clock. I just watched Nick Saban run a practice, like the first 15 minutes of the practice. He's got a time for everything. Dynamic stretching is this amount of time. Then we're going to do this. Then we're going to do this. And everybody has to be on the hop. You don't, hey, I came out late, coach. I didn't get to do this. Nope. He doesn't, that's not how they do it. So yeah,
No,
getting their athletes to the destination, getting everybody in a hotel, in their bed check, and get them sleep so that they can wake up the next day on West Coast time.
yeah,
For an East Coast team is very important. West Coast teams coming east, it's the same thing. Is
it's the
getting
same thing.
acclimated to East Coast time, but going out west, playing a neutral, for them, it's going to be playing a true road game for JMU. We'll see what happens. The winner is going to get Texas Tech, the 4 seed in the Orange Bowl. And I'll say this: Oregon against Texas Tech. I'm going to say right off the bat, I'm taking Texas Tech.
Texas Tech got a good team.
They have got a good team. And
What bowl is that in?
Oregon has been known to overlook opponents.
That's in
And
the Orange Bowl.
that'll be the Orange Bowl.
Yeah, that's
Texas
a tough.
Tech should have a huge advantage in fans. I know Oregon does travel pretty well, but they don't travel as well as Texas Tech going over to Miami. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Yeah. So you got your pick. You're going to take JMU. You always pull for
I
the locals. I can
I'm
dig it.
pulling for JMU. I mean, if they beat them, if they don't. I mean, I think Oregon will win, but I'm just pulling for the local. If
I'll
it
pull
was
for the locals.
UVA,
Fine.
if it was UVA, I will be pulling for UVA. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, I don't, just because you see this Virginia Tech stuff doesn't mean
Mhm.
that it's like that nowadays. I try to pull for some of the local dudes.
I got to
Even
pull
I'm
for
a
JMU.
Cowboy fan. I didn't, I cheer against the Commanders, but I wasn't cheering against Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
I wanted that dude to be successful because of what he stood for and
Mhm.
where their program need to go,
Mhm.
to make the rivalries good again. I mean,
Yeah.
look, we all have our biases with our
Mhm.
teams, but right now we cheer more for players. I mean, I
Mhm.
want to see them do good. So Cody can come and talk trash, and Chet can talk trash, and everybody can be hyped like they were last year. I wasn't mad at that because they earned that. They
Mhm.
deserve that. And all
Mhm.
the time that they have them being a fan, you
Mhm.
deserve when your boys are good to talk a little trash.
I'm okay with it because listen, if this is the NCAA, okay, you're not just about big schools. You have to govern the small schools too. And as far as I'm concerned, if you're one of these group of 5 teams and you meet the qualifications to make it into the playoff, then go in the playoff. If they want to jimmy the formula, add 4 more games slash what's going to amount to, Tony, 4 more bowls to add into the playoff mix, I'm not going to be mad at it if it goes to 16 teams and take away the bye. But
Hmm.
I don't necessarily, like I said, I don't need to see a UVA in this. I don't need to see Notre Dame. I don't need to see them. Okay, and I went to Virginia.
Vanderbilt,
I don't.
Texas.
I don't need to. Yeah, I don't need to see Texas. I mean, I've seen all these teams all year. Okay, UVA had a chance to possibly make it by maybe beating Wake Forest to have an extra
Mhm.
win on their, to have an extra win. They would have had 11. They would be 11-1 had they not lost to
They would
Wake
have made
Forest.
it.
and they might have made it possibly
Because if
losing
they'd
the
played
ACC.
Miami or somebody like that and lost, then they would.
Honestly, I think it's the way it's going to work, Tony. The only way that UVA would have made it losing the ACC title game, they might have had to go 12-0
No,
and
because
be a 12 and
SMU
2
did it
team.
last year.
Huh?
SMU did it last year with more losses, so you would have
Right.
made it.
So an 11-1 UVA team losing the ACC title game possibly
Would have
makes it.
made it if you played Miami. If we could have gone ifs and you'd have played Miami and lost to Miami, who could have been number 1 or top 4 seed, they would have put you in, just
Right.
like
That's
Alabama.
because
So,
and that's all about the schedule, TK. UVA didn't
mhm.
have the opportunity to play Miami this year because that was their schedule. But they were, you know what, Tony? You know what UVA was expected to win this year?
Like 5
Vegas.
games.
Vegas had it at 6.5.
Okay. Well, they did way better than what
They
Vegas
did way
was
better
taught.
than anyone thought. And
So
there's still some UVA fans that feel like, oh, we should have won this game. We should have won this game against Duke. We beat them 2 weeks before. I said, let me tell you something. Georgetown, back in what was that, 1982? No, 84. No, 85 against Villanova. They beat Villanova like a drum twice during the season. Got them in the championship game, couldn't beat them. Okay.
shit
It is what
happens.
it happens, right?
Yep.
You're going in there. You had Pat Ewing. I mean, as a senior, you feel like you're supposed to win that game. Hey, listen, Raleigh Massimino had a can of kryptonite. Okay, that's all there is to it. And you take your loss and you move on. But that's the whole
Hey,
point of having a playoff in the first place.
how'd you like my article on the Heisman?
That was great, TK. I appreciated it because the guys that were there this year, I know there's some people that was saying negative statements because the yardage wasn't really high for for Mendoza and so on and so forth. Look, man, I want a quarterback that leads my team. He led their team to an undefeated season. Okay, and what am I arguing about? They beat Ohio State when in the game that they had to win. They beat Ohio State straight up. You watched it on TV. I saw it on TV. Give that kid his Heisman, man. So what do you think
Yeah.
about Diego? What do you think about, you got a chance to meet Diego Pavia. What did you think of him as a person? I'm not asking you to,
I mean,
I'm not trying to get
listen,
anything
man.
negative. What did you think of
He
him as a
was he
person?
was he was cool because I talked to him about one of our guys that he knew, Coleman, who was a crab bowl guy. Jake Coleman, who coaches at Stephen Decatur, his son plays tight end there. So I
Okay.
talked to him about him, and he said, "Yeah, he's going to be pretty good." So he was real positive. Listen, man, behind the things, these guys were positive. All 4 guys represented. If y'all haven't done it, go to my page, and read the article.
Give him the name of
Um,
the
4.0 sports, but also come to my page, Kennedy, and read the article. Cody, take the article and put it onto our social media, our page on TD Report. What I didn't tell you guys is that we at RX Sports, we're going to be going after trying to become the official pain reliever of the Heisman next year. So we're
nice.
going after big and better things. So, well, we all 3 will be sitting in New York doing the
Hmm.
Heisman. Then talk to us then. We sitting in the Marriott Marquis doing
Hmm.
interviews and doing our podcasts. But those are the things that we're trying to do.
Appreciate
So,
it, TK. Let's change gears
yes,
before
sir.
we get out of here. I want to get about 5, 10 good minutes on this. I've got a big game coming on Amazon Prime in about 15, 20 minutes. Uh, Los Angeles Rams, 11-3, go to Seattle to play the 11-3 Seahawks. This is going to basically help determine the division, and both of these teams are right near the top as far as being the NFC, top seed in NFC playoffs. What do you see in this game? This Rams are 3-1 in the division. They beat Seattle early in the year. Seattle is 2-2 in the division. Seattle needs this game right here.
Um, yeah, yeah, you're right. I think this game gives us the proposed how should I say, the lead in the NFC. But I think pound for pound, best team in the NFC right now is the Chicago Bears. I think the Bears got it. They got that formula. And if they get home field advantage, it's harder to go play in Chicago than it is to play in LA or it is Seattle. Um, I think it's just timing. 40 years after the 85 Bears, I think I'm gonna say right here, I think the Bears go to the Super Bowl. I think the Bears got the breaks that they need. They got the
Mhm.
quarterback. I think we got a Bears. I think we got a Bears Ravens Super Bowl. I'm
Do
not
you
giving up on the
think
Ravens.
the Bears lost to the Packers? What about last week? Bears lost to the Packers. I think was last week. So they still have them to play one more time. That's going to determine the division.
But they're gonna play Packers without Parsons.
They would
That
now
changes the
now they
game.
would play Packers without. Now they would
Parsons,
get the Packers without Parsons. That's a
the
big
guy
chunk.
was number 4 in the league in sacks. Yeah, that's a big change on how you can attack him.
That's huge. And
So
and just as we were talking about this Rams Seattle game,
so yeah, I
not to go
think
back.
the
No Devontae Adams tonight for the Rams, Tony. What do you think that does
you're going.
to the Rams attack?
He's out.
They didn't say out,
Oh,
but
that hurts them. It puts more
he's
pressure.
listed doubtful. He's doubtful. So doubtful is
When you're on a short
75.
week like that, you might as well say out. But yeah, that doesn't. You got to be 100% when you coming in a big game like this.
I
You
think
know
you
that
don't risk making
they're not going to be afraid.
worse. Yeah, you can't. People say, "Oh,
Yeah.
you can't make an injury worse." I can tell you this: if a wide receiver has a hammy, you can make it worse.
Seattle has offensive problems, Dave, that it may cost them later on. And I just think the Rams are too much of a better team right now. Um, I think the Rams win it close, but
Mhm.
I don't think neither one of these going to beat Chicago because I think Chicago's a well balanced team.
Okay, I can dig it. Listen, what do you think about Mike
Yep.
McDonald of Seattle possibly for NFL Coach of the Year? He's done a great job. Him and Ben Johnson have both done great jobs in their first years on the job.
I think Ben Johnson's coach of the year for the Bears. I think
Just
he's the
on what
coach
he's
of the
done
year for the
with
Bears.
Caleb
The
Williams.
Bears turnaround. Yeah, the Bears turnaround is better than anything I've ever seen. I like
And
the Bears. I like what they stand for. They're back to being tough. They're
mhm.
back to being that monsters of the midway. Man, it's scary with them. And the way the quarterback got the confidence, I
Yep,
think
Caleb
Bears
Williams.
that team.
Yeah,
I
Caleb
think the
Williams in his first.
Bears.
Hmm.
I think the Bears. They are what Washington was last year. Okay, but I think they're a little bit better because their defense is a little bit better.
Okay,
That's
maybe
just
not the
me.
best pass rushing team in the league, but I think
Yeah.
the defense is pretty stout.
Stout.
Yeah.
Yep. Pretty
All
stout.
right, TK. I got to
But
bounce.
man,
Yeah, I got to bounce. You're out in Denver.
hey
What you got?
brother.
You doing RX stuff tonight?
Yeah, I'm headed to Dallas.
You're headed to
Layover, so I'm going to Dallas.